Hey guys, your man Shocklin27 here. Want to be serious? I just want to make a video critiquing the shit out of this game because holy shit, even though this game is a good game, it is not a great game. It has so many flaws because believe it or not, this game was meant to be the finale to wrap up the whole Soul Calibur franchise. That's why they went out with a bang with showcasing the Star Wars characters. We're done with this game. After this, no more Soul Calibur. We're done. We're finished. Like, comprendo nothing. Because honestly, I think the creators of the franchise just want this game to end with this, so I don't know. Well, anyway, the game has a lot of problems. So tonight, my objective is literally just to list out my flaws with this game. And for that, for the first time in my channel's history, bro, what the fuck? You pull up the game. It has this thing where if you want to create a character, right? You actually had no choice but to use all the characters' pre-established movesets, which is something that Soul Calibur 3 didn't have. Like in that game, you actually had access to completely different and unique movesets that were never seen on any of the cast of characters that were in that game. In this game, they're just like, nah, man, we ain't doing that shit, man. We don't need that crap, man. I thought you guys really liked the whole playing as a second-rate version of Mitsurugi and Shagfield and Lizard and all that shit. It's like, yeah, that's what we want. That's what we totally want, guys. Yeah. No, we don't. What happened to the dancer weapons or whatever? That shit was awesome, bro. I played adventure mode of Soul Calibur 3, and that dance style is one of the most fun play styles in the whole franchise. I don't think they brought back that style again. It's like, why can't they go back to basics?
You know what's bullshit?
There's this mechanic where before you start the character, you can choose between favoring defense or favoring offense. Well, the biggest problem with that is that essentially after the creation of your character, you cannot switch to favoring defense in between offense, all that crap. You can't. So as soon as you create your character, you literally have no choice but to continue on like that. Unless you want to change it, you gotta create your character from scratch again, which is complete #1 bull. And then there's another problem. The biggest one everyone knows is the fact that all the character creators. The biggest problem is that all the character creation is now essentially tied to stats. So essentially, if you want your character to look like this with little armor, well, you're handicapping yourself. Because essentially, if you do that, you literally become less powerful. You'll be more weaker. You literally will have half your health bar removed at the start of the match. Which is absolute bull. Because I can't create the Shrek orgy I want to make. Instead, I have to make this one weirdo looking samurai plate crotch wizard dude. Because that gives me better armor. And of course, it increases the amount of health I have. Like, I literally don't get why they did that for. I literally cannot get over that shit. That just pisses me the hell off.
That really pisses me off.
Like, Anyway, another problem I have with this game, it definitely has to be with the story from like the other two games. This is a huge downgrade because for one, it's much more shorter than those other ones.
Really, nigga?
Two, there's literally no rival cutscenes.
I
don't care who you are.
Man, shut your bitch ass up, nigga.
It's way too easy on normal mode, which is a weird thing for me to say, but I mean, I'm a guy who plays on normal, but I expect it to be a bit of a challenge, but there's no challenge. Something that Soul Calibur 3 had way more in spades for, which makes that game way more fun in comparison.
Intriguing.
There needs to be way more cutscenes, because the game has like what, only like one cutscene at the end? While like Soul Calibur, the other ones have like multiple cutscenes and all that crap. There's the lack of any big campaign mode is highly noticeable. Like holy shit, like Soul Calibur 2 had that one adventure RPG mode. It had so much charm, a lot of replayability, it was fun. And then Soul Calibur 3 is pretty much the GOAT of pretty much nothing but just content. Where you got the arcade mode, which is the most fleshed out and multi-layered of the entire franchise's history. And then you got the insane adventure mode, which essentially is like you playing like, what is that one Nintendo game? Fire Emblem. Feels like you're playing Fire Emblem, but it's mixed with Soul Calibur space gameplay, which makes sense because fantasy combat game mixing with a JRPG game. It makes too much sense why they took from Fire Emblem. For some reason, they got the Towers mode, which is essentially like how it is in Mortal Kombat. And then you got the story mode, which is complete crap, and that only has like what, 5 stages, and they can be completed in less than like 10 minutes each. It's like, bro, the one in Soul Calibur 3 is twice that shit.
Hello, everyone.
Did not need to be there, but it was there because Soul Calibur 3 is a game that's made with so much labor of love.
Oh my god!
Into battle for the cursed sword.
Oh, goodness! I found a new toy to play with!
This game is like, it's so fucking slow.
Come on. Move it. Could you be any slower?
Close to a whole standing matchup, just running up to the opponent, block, running up to the opponent, block, block, block. I hit the opponent, block, 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 block. The other Soul Calibur games actually required a bit more skill because of the speed and smoothness of the gameplay. But this fucking game was smoothness. When everybody moves like they are in fucking slow motion, it is not a fun experience. It's just terrible, man.
What the fuck were they thinking?
What is the design process of making the game slower? Is it to make it more of like a footsie game, a lot more slow pace, a lot more grounded? I'm like, nigga, I want to play like I'm Usain Bolt on steroids, fencing a dude with a sword. Fight! Like Soul Calibur 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. You're pretty much doing Usain Bolt with a sword. In this game, you're pretty much playing like the Grunch of Notre Dame, attempting to like stab people in the ass. In the ass! Like, this game. Who knew that the game's movement system is enough to like just take me away from the game? It really makes the game unplayable. Like people shit on Soul Calibur 5, but that gameplay is so smooth. It's slick. It's awesome. It's fast. I mean, slightly faster. It's still kind of slow, but still kind of fast. This game, I can't stand the movement speed. It just doesn't work. It just doesn't work! Oh yeah, speaking of one of the most pointless scenes that you can ever put in a fight game, what about those critical edge attacks, right? So like the whole gimmick is that you're meant to like apparently like strip the opponent naked, and then you just see this like what, 10-second cutscene where the character does like the most simple basic combo ever. It's not that interesting.
Fatality?
Except for one.
Bring that shit!
This kind of stuff?
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, of course, that one's goated.
Fatality?
And, yeah, it's just not that good. It's like pretty much them trying to, I guess, make the game a bit more edgier with showing the characters legitimately getting murdered on screen. Because, yeah, the game has a much more darker tone, believe it or not, because it's pretty much meant to be the finale of the Soul Calibur franchise story-wise. So, of course, they want to put something a bit more risque, add a bit more of combat stuff. And it failed wonderfully because nobody cared about it. Because after that, they just made it way better, like Soul Calibur 5, where it's more like a super. And then 6 is pretty much a super, and they are way, way better. So much more personality. Yeah, that's all I gotta say about the game's faults in terms of its gameplay. It's just... Yeah, speaking of shit, talk about Master Yoda. Really bullshit character I am. Hit damage. It literally takes out like absolute peanuts compared to the other characters in the game. Apparently like this dude's lightsaber that's capable of like cutting through the toughest metal in the galaxy does chip damage. So you don't get the whole logic.
What?
He's so awkward to play as. Doesn't help that the game is so unbelievably slow. That him jumping around makes it really hard to tell what his attacks are gonna do, so it ends up being very awkward to fight him and very awkward to play, which is one of the worst things to do. You got a character like Voldo, who's intentionally meant to be as off-putting and unfiltered as possible, but he's actually a lot of fun to play for just how absolutely random and unpredictable he is. While Yoda is just like you're trying to control like a cracked out 5-year-old kid who's been sniffing too much ketamine in his free time or something. It's really not a good look at all. Like, I literally don't get why he plays like that. My god. The biggest problem has to be the fact that you literally cannot grab him. Like, no matter what you do, this nigga cannot be grabbed. Even the shortest character in the game who's like Talum, she literally cannot grab him. Because Yoda literally is way too small.
What is it you seek, youngling?
Justice.
No!
So it's like, bro, like what is even the point of having Yoda in this game?
Why?
Okay, I've been doing this video long enough. I've been literally recording from midnight to early afternoon, so like yeah, that's Soul Calibur 4 and its flaws, because even with all the flaws, it's still a relatively solid game. I really enjoyed it. It's more like kind of a guilty pleasure because the gameplay, if I was to be honest, is one of the weaker ones in the franchise. I might even say it's the weakest since like Soul Edge or something, because man, the movement system, and I'm glad that Soul Calibur just moved away from it, because imagine if Soul Calibur was to double down on that movement system. That would be unfucking believable. Luckily, but unfortunately, the franchise is dead. I was about to say luckily, but then I realized the franchise hasn't had a new installment since 2016, and that's depressing as shit because Soul Calibur is a great franchise. So like yeah, if you enjoyed the video, please give a like, comment, sub. If I was to have a plan what I want to do next, I want to do some more Soul Calibur videos. Maybe on the 5th game, because I do have an idea in my mind about talking about the 5th game in more detail, talking about the things I thought was good. Because I think that game, despite being flawed, I think it's a relatively solid game and does some really fantastic stuff that really makes me go that the game is kind of underappreciated, even though it does have some bullshit there. But that game is really good. So I might do a video project on that, and yeah, I might continue more of those skit videos, because Soul Calibur is a franchise I like having skits for, because making skit videos are funny to me. So I mean, I will do it. I don't know which one though. Maybe on Soul Calibur 3, because that game has so much shit to do that I can make so many videos on that game alone. I might do that, I might not, because I'm busy, I have a lot of work to do during my time. So like yeah, if you want to see more of the content, please remember to like, comment, sub. That'd be great. I'm trying to reach the 1,500 sub mark. It would be cool if I could. But anyway, hope you guys have a nice day, and if you have anything you like about Soul Calibur, you have any grievances on Soul Calibur 4, please remember to leave a comment. I love to talk with people. I have fast response time. Kick off with whatever. Even the most inconsequential comment, I will just be responding. So like yeah, let's get that conversation train going. If you have any critiques on it, please don't hesitate to say in the comment section. I like to listen to feedback, all that stuff. So like yeah, I'll see you guys in the later stage of history, I guess. Yeah, that's how it goes. That's how we go. Yeah. Okay.
Stand down. Do you know who I am?
I also have a saying. I don't care.